Uh, Andy, we gonna do a show here?
What's up?
We got a show to do. What are we doing here?
Oh, I'm just sitting here playing Zelda. Have you ever played Zelda?
Not really. No.
Not a Zelda guy, huh?
Nah.
Dude, I'm a big Zelda guy. I've played it ever since I was, tiny. And honestly, Sorare and Zelda are like the same game now.
How's that?
All right, so in Zelda, you have like these quests, right? You got to go do them. It's like missions or like prizes. You have treasure chests. They're like boxes, right? Yeah, treasure chest and a box. They're the same thing. Heart pieces. Heart pieces are essence. You collect enough heart pieces, you get a full heart in the game. Also, you finish like a main quest and you get a full heart piece, which is like winning a card. So, same game.
What the
Welcome to the SorareAndrews show, where we talk fantasy football, but you never know. We'll start with the game, but we'll soon go astray on topic discussions fast replay. We'll analyze the teams, the formation and goals, but in no time we'll digress. You on the roll, talking about our favorite foods and the shows we've seen. Our opinions aloud, our voices on me. It's the SorareAndrews show. Anything goes, from fan football to rock and roll. We may start with the pitch, but it's just a small part. We'll venture off topic, let the conversation spark. It's the SorareAndrews show.
Hello and welcome into the SorareAndrews show. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Here today doing my actual job with Andy Black, who you can find as Black on Sorare. Andy, who is it here? Sorare, Zelda equals Sorare, all-time great take. I might be out. I might be done.
What do you mean you're here doing your actual job?
Somebody asked yesterday during the stream if I had an actual job. I was like, yeah, I do.
Okay.
This is it, baby.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
I mean, for real, living the dream. Thanks everyone for coming in. Gavin Ty, James Johnson, and Philly Dilly on the podium. Oh, Philly Dilly all over this stream already. James said, the lads, a podium here, just like my third place in limited Division I Challenger in season. We really got to work on these. This weekend takes my earnings off MLS new season to close to £1,000 in a little over a month. That's a lot of money. Way to be, James. Way to be. Jorge, what's up? Arthur, hello. This is essentially going over my head, and I love it. I think this game is starting to go over all of our heads. Ian, hello. Kai, how was Larry's football tournament last weekend? Did you enjoy it? It went, and I was there. Dream Oblivion. So we're again with the slide tackle and new announcement. Was there another announcement today? The Rivals thing. Hello, Surface. Boston Sean, what's up? Philly Dilly. Hey, are we out of the Rivals dip? How about that? How about that, Andy? What do you think?
I enjoyed you trolling people today. Like, oh, you're gonna play Rivals now? You were loving this today.
Peter, what's up?
Are you gonna join a league?
No.
Laird?
No.
Not even gonna join one.
No.
Loser.
I'm taking a stand. I'm out on Rivals. Braden, hello. Mike Baston, you look like legitimately disappointed that I just said no on that. Malky, what's up? Surface says, I'm going to market my own cologne under the Sorare Superstars line of product. Essence of surface to air missile.
Does it smell like smoke?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe death. Can't wait to listen to a podcast about everything but Sorare. There's going to be a lot of Sorare talk. So watch yourself. Roberto, what's up? Another Andrew. Yo. Mike Bass, you started this path, Laird, with the teeny style theme tune. That theme song hits me every time. As soon as it starts, I'm in the background. I'm here. I'm pumped. Andy, do you have an actual job?
I do.
Yeah, he does. He's
just not for an hour on Thursdays.
From it sometimes.
an hour on Thursdays, I don't have a job.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. Johannaton, what's up? Sorare Data Rivals League start up. Let's collectively meet Zidane. Nixon, apparently I replied to the tweet about pineapples. It was something about my real job. But anyway. Carlos, somebody has to work to. Oh, holiday in Brazil. Let's go. Let's go. Brones, good evening. Cameron, what does this say? Could you help me? I would like to know who you would think will be Midtjylland's number one keeper. Jonas Lasso. Don't even. It's him. Better be. Andrew said, all of us must get behind Rivals. I don't think so.
I wonder if we could fish you into like send you like a fake URL that you go to, and then it like adds you to our Rivals League.
I would rather click a link and have all of my money stolen than join the Rivals League.
Jesus Christ!
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Don't care about the financial well-being of my family.
Yeah. Right. Excuse me. I just need to take a quick sip of my rare essence here. Anyway.
What exactly is in your rare essence?
It's SodaStream. If anybody from SodaStream is out there and we're looking for a sponsor, I'll happily continue to drink this. I believe it's a Mio strawberry watermelon.
No wormwood in it, or
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's an essence. It needs it's an elixir. It needs different components, more layers. Come on now, it can't just be a Mio.
Yeah, there's like a rabbit foot on the bottom. How about that?
Okay, that works.
I don't know.
It's a luck potion.
Right. Philly Dilly said the rare essence does kind of look like a red Zelda potion. Haber brought this up on Twitter, and I was curious what you thought. Let me pull that up for a second. Hold on. Did you see what he said? Okay, good, because I don't want you to see it. Where the hell is this announcement? Hold on. Gotta hit the blog. Wow, that is a gigantic Rivals ad right on the blog. Where did they announce this thing?
Twitter or their website? I don't know.
No. Gameplay update? No, that's baseball. Why is this so difficult?
Why don't you just
start your season with a bang? Is that what it was? What's that?
Why don't you just search his tweets?
No, because I wanted the. Where is this thing? Anyway, never mind, because I can't find it. What do you think what do you think Essence tastes like?
Oh God.
Because it was like the yellow liquid in that canister, which I can't.
Okay.
What do you think? Yeah.
It depends on the color for sure.
Vita showed up just at the right time. So that they only showed the yellow one. So the red one, I assume, kind of looks like this, minus the bubble.
I just imagine like Kool-Aid flavors. Like red tastes like red, blue tastes like blue.
I know exactly what you mean too.
Yeah.
Does that travel like outside of the U.S.? That concept?
I don't know. Did you ever drink those? They were like the poorest of the poor drinks that you could buy.
Like the foil top.
Yep, and they were like little, I don't know, like little bottles.
But they were almost shaped like apples, but they weren't like apple shaped. But weren't they like more like round than a?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they tasted like there was like a hint of plastic taste, and like you could feel it in your throat. Like if you drank too much of it, there was definitely like a coating of plastic on your throat. Like they would make you cough.
There's a great line here from Mike Bass. And the yellow looked like someone needs to drink more water.
Yeah.
Does it? Because to me, it looks very like thick.
Oh, for sure.
Like it. Yeah. I was going to say it's very viscous, but does viscous mean it's thick or?
That word's not in my vocabulary.
Oh. It's a science term. Where's Tuggy? He would know what that means.
The weird thing about it is like that it's definitely not like banana. There's too many other colors in there. Like this is it's like its own thing.
Why is this not just a GIF that goes over and over again? Is there sound? Oh no. Oh, we can put it out. There we go. All right. Hold on. There we go. It seems so dark too. Anyway, sorry.
Laird, your understanding of this, are you going to need like to do formulas? Like they have like the formula there where it's like SO2R. Do you think that you're going to have to like complete a formula to make a card? Or do you think it's just going to be like, no, you need six of these bottles and you combine them and you get a card?
Right. Like, do we need gloves and a mask? Like, is this stuff dangerous? What if you mix it with baking soda? Is it just... I don't know, man. I think there
will there be like secret formulas where like they're not going to reveal them, but if you combine, 6 rare potions with 2 unique potions and something else, and then you don't like they don't have this like publicized, but you try it and like maybe that one just goes poof and you don't get anything, but you put an extra rare potion in there and now you have an Mbappe unique.
This is so dumb. So the worst part of all of this, Andy, is I think the idea is great. Like we've talked about this for years. And this delivery, listen to what we're talking about. What are we doing? Why do I have to play Zelda to understand Sorare now?
Well, Zelda's fun. So, 2 fun things is better than 1 fun thing.
2 funs doesn't make a right, Andy.
It depends. It depends on like what you're right. What are we doing? If it's just like 6 bottles of essence makes a card, then I don't think the delivery doesn't really matter. Somebody on their creative team went a little nuts, whatever.
No, that's if it's 6 bottles to get a thing, they did go nuts for no reason.
Because like I said, somebody in the creative department decided to have a little fun on Monday, and they brewed this up, right? I don't really care what the implementation looks like, but it needs to be simple. You just don't like the word essence. That's all this is about. You don't like the word essence.
I don't like any of it. I don't like Sorare Capsule. I don't like them coming up with something called Sorare Industries. This is a total waste of time.
Yeah. I mean, it probably wasn't a waste of time. ChatGPT spewed all this out. What is your perfect like implementation of what they're trying to do?
Yeah, a progress bar that looks like the Cap 241 that we have on our site that just goes, oh, you're there. Congratulations. Or, oh, you're 2 points short of a new card. That's all we need.
You're so boring, Laird. And they already scrapped that idea. They had to come up with something new.
But like, this isn't even something that they implemented and got rid of. This never existed.
What, the progress bar?
They talked about a progress bar, and the entire community was like, that's a really good idea. And 4 years later, they were like, hey, we got some elixirs. This is what you wanted the whole time. This, like, no relevance to sports.
Would Mike and Laird, would you prefer if these were like performance enhancing drugs or something like that, where you were creating like a new drug to give your players?
Oh my God.
A new energy drink, sorry.
I think you could make the argument that they created this just for this show. And they were like, let's see how far we can take it and see if SorareAndrews could get there. And like, we couldn't even get here.
Yeah.
Vita said calling it a progress bar would have awoken Maxine from his hibernations to say, I fucking told you so. Anyway. Wow, that is a graphic comment in the chat. Anyway, when do we get crafting table and make Sorare Minecraft?
Yeah, I'm in.
See, I would have been okay with it had they had like an actual partnership with Minecraft. They were like, hey, this is like, that would have made sense to me. Creating Sorare Industries that have essence capsules with card essence in them that are SO4, RA4, RE2, which a bunch of people were like, oh, it's SO4 now. And it's like, no. That's Sorare 442, which is also a terrible formation anyway. Oh, there you go. Rarecraft. See? Like, did we do some sort of like drunk cast and come up with this? And they were like, that's a great idea. Like, how is this what they did?
They love to do that though. They love the solving problems that aren't really problems. And in fact, the funny thing about this is like, the whole thing that they're doing is they're giving us more rewards, sort of. But they're like, oh well, we're pulling from the rewards pools that
That's my
already
favorite.
exist to give you the rewards back, and it's just like, oh, so like net same number of rewards. I guess this gives you like something to like do every game week. You get a little something, and people will be engaged. Oh, I won something, and that's kind of what coins were, which is another thing that we'll have to talk about today. Is like, now where the fuck do we go with coins? Can I buy essences with coins? What are coins now? It's just the path forward is very unclear, like what we're doing.
Yeah. At least with those things, yeah. Philly Dilly said the ability to save up kind of gives you more control over your rewards. Control is a funny word for that, but.
And they didn't really outline, like, you can buy cards that are certain tiers, right? Craft. I'm sorry, craft. Is it craft or mutate or
you craft your cards?
What term are we using? You don't craft in a factory. You manufacture in a factory. You craft in like a chemistry lab or something. No,
you craft in like a thrift space. It's like a sewing machine.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see.
That was the other thing. They got to get their terms right.
What's that?
They got to get their terminology right on some of this stuff.
They do. All of this crafting power will operate in a state-of-the-art facility added to your clubs, the Card Factory. So it does feel like the crafting power is essence in the Card Factory. Oh, good news. We'll be coming to baseball. I forgot about that.
Yeah. You know what you're going to need coins for? You're going to need coins to upgrade your factory to make different levels of cards.
No, the essence gives you the higher cards. The coins are for the vending machines at the factory.
Here's the deal. You want a tier 1 Laird. Your factory can't create tier 1s yet. You've got the dump.
You have to like upgrade your factory.
Yeah, you got a piece of shit factory over there because you don't play Rivals and you don't earn all these coins and stuff. So you got to upgrade your factory so that you can use the essences that you earned to make the good tier 1 cards.
Could you imagine like not like having enough essence for a star and they're like, sorry, your factory's not didn't got some code violations.
Yeah. OSHA showed up and we're going actually down
to Sim City. Sim City's a great game though. Great.
Play Sim City. Wait, you play Sim City, but you don't play Zelda.
I don't play either of them, but I more recently played Sim City than Zelda.
When did you last play Sim City?
Oh, 25 years. Yeah.
I feel like Laird as a gamer is like, oh yes, I play Oregon Trail. Oregon Trail and Sim City.
All right. First off, both of those games are excellent, but I was always just more of a sports game kind of person. Like that's what I played. I'm not like a big like.
So what sports games did you play?
All of them.
Madden.
Yeah. Madden, 2K, which was NBA Live back in the day, NHL, whatever, and FIFA. Peter said taking a shot at esports. I never played like League of Legends or Call of Duty or
But you played DFS, League of Legends.
Hell yeah, I did. I remember playing DFS League of Legends for like a month before I like watched League of Legends. And I remember watching it and being like, what am I doing?
Did you have like a sweat where you needed like a guy to win or something? And
yes. The problem was I had no idea what I needed, or like if it happened, I didn't know like if that was what I needed or not. I had no idea. Vita said when Laird said he plays Zelda, he didn't mean on the Switch, he meant Super Nintendo. Not even Super Nintendo. Laird's gamer type is being a Candy Crush whale. No, I don't play Candy Crush either. Sorare plus SimCity plus Zelda equals take all my money. Can my retired cards work at the factory?
That's pretty good. Pretty good. What if that is like a component? You need factory workers and you have to assign cards to the factory.
Is that how they make tier 5s valuable? Because you need to have like a bunch of tier 5 cards.
And he has to go to work, so he can't be retired. We don't want retired workers in our factory.
I would even argue it has to be a player who is not even on the match day squad. So you have to buy like not even just DNPs, but guys who are like not even making the game day squad.
No, they need to play.
No. They can't work at the factory if they're playing.
What?
I think we just
Laird, this game. No,
DNP dilemma here, Andy.
Laird, no. The performance on the field dictates how well we do in this game. Okay, we can't be having
not
these.
How well we do in the factory.
Okay, agree to disagree. Nixon wants to know: do we pay the factory workers? Can we pay them in SO coins? How do we pay these factory workers?
How about, do you need the coach card to manage the factory?
That's a great call. I think you probably do. There's got to be some level of management. Otherwise, you're going to have like a worker uprising. You're going to have big issues in the factory. Worker revolt. Strike.
I'm ready. Let's go.
You think he'd be a good boss?
I don't know.
He kind of looks like he could be a boss.
I mean, no, he's like the annoying son. The dad is the boss, and he's just like, all right, Mikey, come on. And everyone's like, God, he's only here because his dad is, yeah.
Right. And that's actually going on right now because they both coach a team, and the dad's like the head coach and he's like the assistant coach or something.
You realize all this factory coin, factory workers, factory coach stuff, Sora hasn't thought of it until now. Is writing this all down.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone that plays Sorare, because all of this stuff is going live now. Like they are taking this and like they might even hire Laird and I as the new game devs designers. Yeah.
They don't have 2 actual jobs. What do you think about all of these people saying that this is the first step towards a burn mechanism? Eventually you can melt Messi into essence.
I would rather Messi working at my factory,
That's fair.
Put that short guy to work. I'm sure there's a good job for someone like him.
Vita brought up I think it was Vita. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Skozer said, I think essence and crafting is just Sorare's way of letting us think that training cards is not dumb after all. Hold on.
So you're going to be able to train cards that you don't play, and you're going to be able to assign them to factories.
Oh my God. But I think this is right. Vita said, I like the fitness center narrative much better in this regards. It felt like football. I agree. We have gone from like creating a fitness center for our footballers to creating a factory to create sneakers out of essence.
There's no sneakers.
You're right.
There's no, at no point. Right. Yeah.
You're right. My fault. Witches' hats.
Wizard robes, wizard hats, magic spells.
Right. What
And
do
do you
they
need the
actually
spell?
do?
Do you need
in
the?
the factory?
I was gonna say, do you need the spell book before you can cast the spell? I don't know. Maybe.
What if you could meld all your Fred Emmingses into one giant fuck off Fred?
I think, a guy that young, he wouldn't require much payment to go to work in my factories. So
Good point.
I think I'm putting him to work. He's young, he's strong, he's tall.
List, play, or employ at the factory.
It's not banish. They're doing work for you.
Yeah. Like this is the type of conversation that happens when you come up with this idea. Like if they had introduced a progress bar, our entire show would be like, hey, they finally did the progress, and we would be talking about the benefits of a progress bar while victory lapping that it was a good idea the whole time.
We would be joking and making jokes about how, when progress bar, since 2021, they've been talking about this.
But
wouldn't you rather talk about alchemy?
I mean, but like seriously, like this has turned into like pure mockery, and it's not because we're like looking for ways to make fun of it. Like I don't know anybody who read any of this and didn't think like the number of people were like, is April Fool's in France in May? They were like, this cannot be real. And then when we were like, oh no, it's real.
I never thought that. I thought that they were just.
I didn't say everybody. I said multiple people asked me this.
Okay.
As if I would know. Johanneton said, would a card that moves to China get a factory boost?
Mm-hmm. Not touching that one.
All right, that's fine. Mike said, we can now see how much substance Sorare consumed when this idea came to fruition. More edibles than Sean, for sure.
I don't know. It takes a lot of edibles for Sean.
What do you think of this idea? I think you should come with me on this one. Sorare should pay us to sit in every meeting they have about new ideas and find a way to take the piss out of it. And if we can't, then the idea goes live. Like the only thing we would make fun of about the progress bar is that it took 3-4 years to like happen. We were like, hey, it's here. This makes sense. It made sense the entire time, but like we have it. Way to be. But now we're talking about Sorare capsules and essence.
Witch's brew. Yes.
Right. This is what we're talking about now.
Jimmer just wants to know what we should have called these.
So the term shards was used in the API, and I think that word is actually awful.
Because it's too similar to shard?
Kind of. But was it MPen? Somebody, I think, was like, just literally use the word piece. And it's like a puzzle, and it's a piece.
Yeah, card pieces. Philly Dilly said card fragments is
fragments,
good too.
Yeah.
But that's not as sexy as essence.
You're not wrong.
Have you ever seen a herbal essences commercial?
Yeah. I was gonna buy some and put it back here, and I just never got to the store. Peter said fragments doesn't focus group well. And do we really want sexy Sorare though? I mean,
sex sells. Yeah, I think the word, and that's what Jimmer keeps coming back to. I think the word is the word is the problem. I think people would just be totally fine if it was just pieces.
But it's not just essence. It's this capsule and this idea. The whole concept is completely unnecessary and like out of place in this game.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue that.
I'm upset about much more, Jimmer. But I will say that the word essence is probably at the top of the list of things I'm pissed off about. But Vita brings us back. Jokes aside, back to yesterday's discussion. Focusing on in-season gets you clear of the factory thing.
Oh, because there's no boxes.
Like, why do you play in-season? You're like, because fuck essence. That's why I play for cash.
Yeah. Because you don't like factory workers. You don't like any of these things.
Get out of here with that.
You don't like
Essence
fun.
makes it feel like it's a key part of the Sorare journey, while I probably won't give a fuck as an in-season player. Maybe. Mike said we knew they were going to gamify this all along. But, like, we thought they would...
It's just a game, man. It's just a game.
What about Skozer? Chunks and lumps? No?
I don't know what that. I don't know the reference, I guess.
No. Just those terms instead of pieces or...
Oh, gotcha. Lumps is kind of weird.
I think they're both weird. If you only play in season, you're ruining people's livelihoods by not offering jobs.
So true. So true.
They could have called them contracts. No, that sounds like then we get close to smart contracts, and then we're getting a little close to crypto, and we can't do that anymore.
What if they like went fully crazy into like the whole gamify aspect, and you had to like before you could put a card in the lineup, they had to have like a contract, kind of like how Ultimate Team does. So like, I gotta win a 10-game contract thing and apply it to my Johnny Russell before I can play him in a lineup, and then I can only play him in 10 games, and then his contract expires, and I got to sign him to a new contract before I can play him again. I know you hate it.
I mean, we don't spend nearly enough time on Sorare. We should definitely add that. Definitely add that part. I'm kind of Carlos here. Craft points. How about that?
Craft points.
Philly said, despite the mockery, are we mocking them? Maybe we are. I like the concept. Me too. That's the worst part. 5% card chance in a loot box is basically one fragment of 20. Now you can save for 40 or 60 instead of 20 and get a tier or two higher card. Yeah, I mean, the progress bar always made sense. Nixon said the next feature is when your card gets injured, you have to pay the hospital bills.
Malky said he's going to craft Karl Marx to shut down your factories. Now, that's interesting if you could like attack other people's factories in some way where, I don't know, you craft a bomb or something.
Oh, wow.
Sean's factory will never run. I'm shutting him down every week. But he's probably shutting me down, then I can't make bombs to shut him down. So I don't know. It might be a stalemate.
I was going to say something and that made me completely forget what it was.
Oh, yeah. Nixon said Clash of Clans. Get that in there.
That's what it was. Clash of Clans. That's exactly what I was going to say, but I couldn't remember what the game was because I don't play those things. Yeah, it's a great idea. Progress bar is a great idea. And the reason why it's a great idea is exactly what you said, that they're not increasing rewards at all. They're not increasing card rewards at all, but it feels like you can win something. It's like, oh, yeah. Did you win anything this week? 2 pieces of a card. 18 more to go and I'm there.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that is good for like engagement purposes, and people feel like they're winning a little bit every week. Like even when you have a bad game week, you might still get a piece of essence instead of a level up, right? So that's a positive thing. It's weird to me that again, was that big of a problem where people? I mean, yes, they needed to give out more things in the boxes, but is this gonna solve that quote unquote issue?
I think it definitely addresses it positively. Anything that can get that level up percentage down is a plus, I think. It's just and kind of what we were talking about on, when was that, Tuesday, with Peter and Mike, like it feels like they have to do it competition based, or else everyone is just going to want like a champion. Like the stars are all champions basically. And if you don't play champion, like you just immediately, when you get your cards, like immediately sell it. And I don't know how they're going to do it. I really hope they figured out how they're doing it, because this was a very big announcement with very little lead time to when they said it was going to start.
Oh, when is it starting?
In like 2 weeks, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't look at the details. I just like to speculate.
I thought they said it was going to start with the Euros. Let me not. Well, that's what I thought, but let me see here. How is this? I'm going back to the blog, and one of the headlines is, "How is this scientifically possible?"
So stupid.
This is. I'm going to read this section actually, in case you're wondering if you play a fantasy football game or not. Without delving into the intricate details of fusion power, our sports scientists have developed a top secret fusion process that creates liquid essence through fantasy performance. Here is the basic scientific formula. Fantasy performance is greater than essence is greater than card rewards. That is literally not a formula. This is not.
They need to hire a chemist. Which I don't think I would have ever.
This is not. Where's Tuggy's basically a chemist. Anyway,
I thought that is not something I thought I would ever say, but Sorare needs to hire a chemist. I mean, if they're going to go into this world, they need to be accurate.
Mike was wondering if it's as top secret as the Colonel's recipe. How dumb do they think we are? We keep buying super rares, so I think that answers the question. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, when does this start? Please note that this doesn't affect our. No, that's not it. Oh, we can expect more details on it soon. Sorry, I don't know where I got the Euros thing. August Euros. I don't know. Oh wait,
I'm sure it was in a
expect
Twitter
your personal card factory to be operational by the time this summer's European Championship kicks off. I mean, it's like 2 weeks.
And
Peter's correcting me that
get
it
to work,
absolutely
Laird.
is in that formula.
Laird's going to be good at this. Put the Bob the Builder hat on and get to work.
Where did it go? I'll be right back. It's got to be here somewhere. You're right. Thank you. Keep talking.
Keep talking about essence.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah, I didn't have much to say, Laird.
And I hope we don't have to balance equations. Yeah.
God, I hated chemistry in high school.
Same.
Physics? No. Hated both.
Did you? Oh, hold on. Peter says it's only going to be in Euro boxes. Think it comes to challengers, contenders at that time. Why do you play challengers? Because there's no essence. Oh, okay. Martin said, what do you think about winning tickets to play a Cap 240-esque game mode with no card rewards? Like that, like a threshold game?
Like if you could just win boxes or something. They do need a but I've already said that 100 times. But keep the cap modes, give away boxes.
So do you actually, I was thinking about this earlier today. I'm glad you brought this up. Do you actually like cap modes, or is it just the threshold that you like?
I like cap modes.
Okay, because
I don't like the threshold. I think the threshold is granted, if I win a threshold, I like the threshold.
So I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I don't think we need the threshold. We don't need the threshold. Get rid of the threshold. They are getting rid of the threshold. But let us play cap modes and win boxes.
So I think most people who say they like cap modes are not like you, and I think they actually just like the threshold, and they pretend that they like cap modes because they have a bunch of shitty cards for them anyway. So they're like, yeah, I just want cap mode so I can play my guys. I kind of like this idea of winning tickets to like enter a threshold contest.
Yeah, but they don't need to do the threshold because now you can win essence. And then you can craft cards in your factory.
Sorry, it's like actually hurting my head. It's a little the child.
How does that hat look backwards on you? You know, like a firefighter wears their hat. Oh, that's badass.
You look like I work in what's the term I was looking for? I don't even know. Can you do the YMCA? Jimmer said, so you know what I really like is that we have all these absurd like comments that we're making, and it's Jimmer who's like bringing us back to like, let's really figure this out.
Right.
So with Essence Cash In, do we think it'll be gamed somehow? Like you get a tier pool you could mint and everyone just waits to cash in until Mbappe shows up. I don't think that's no.
Yeah.
I don't think that's it.
If you could like see the pools, then and maybe if you know the reward pools, you kind of can see what can be minted next. Like if they, I think you and Gator might have talked about this yesterday, or somebody, you talked about this with somebody where like if you know what rewards are coming soon and you start crafting, they have to sort of figure out a way around that to where people can just wait and then get the good thing.
I think I was going to say something not very nice. I think the pools will stay the same as they are now, and it'll just be, hey, you get a star. Here's the star pool. You'll get one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they will ever show us like exactly which cards will be distributed next.
Yeah. What do you like? So you talked about this, I think, again with Gator. Like Surface made a comment that I think over the course of like 2 years, I might be able to get a card or something, which is absolutely absurd. For if a gallery like his can only get a card every year or something, that's probably really bad, because I think the idea is more so like someone with a smaller gallery that doesn't win rewards every week but can get into the reward boxes regularly. The whole idea is for them to be able to win something maybe once a month. Is that reasonable for someone that wins boxes, doesn't really win a lot of cards?
I think it's reasonable for them to get like a lower tier card in a month, like literally a tier 5 or a tier 4. I'm actually curious if they do it like, sorry, is it Essence in boxes?
Yeah.
So it's not Essence beyond boxes.
Oh, no, you can win it in Rivals too, they said, I think.
I meant like if you didn't finish high enough for a box, you could still get Essence. Because I was the reason
I think it's just in the box though.
The reason I brought it up is because it was like, if you won a star, let's say, does that mean you don't win Essence that week? But I think it's actually the opposite. Like it's just something in the box, I guess. Yeah,
you win a star, you win your podium prize, and then you win your 3 boxes, and one of your 3 boxes or 2 or whatever could have juice in it.
I think Vita says, hopefully when it comes to crafting tier 3s through 5, you'll be able to choose league, if not clubs, to help collection. I think that's like the easiest win for them, to like make it so that you get something that is helpful, even if it's a theoretically worthless player. That if it helps a collection, then that's better than a completely random card.
Where do you draw the line though? Like, because he mentioned club, even like, obviously you wouldn't want to choose star Bayern Munich. Like then you're basically choosing your prize. Which
no. I think just for the lower. Well,
what's lower?
Yeah. Under star, but no, I'm just kidding. I think it's 3 through 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they'll end up
Or do you
doing
think
that.
just everybody chooses like a champion card because they're always just going to be more valuable? Like a champion tier 4 is worth way more than a contender tier 4.
Yeah, maybe.
Service said, I would expect sub 50 card accounts should be able to get a tier 5 of whatever scarcity they play in once a month. So 50 accounts, so 50 Sorare managers should be able to get a tier 5 for whatever scarcity they play in once a month. Oh, sub 50 card accounts? I read that as, so do you read that as accounts that have fewer than 50 cards? Or 50 or less than 50 managers?
Yeah. Mike said if someone like that can win a card every month or so, then someone like Surface is going to be able to win the same every game week, which is probably fine. If Surface won an extra tier 5 every game week, by all means, Sam, have at it.
Well, it's not winning. Well, he's either winning the tier 5 or he's holding on to his essence and letting it accumulate.
Yeah.
Which theoretically, what do you call that? 5 are 5 tier 5s worth a star? Like how? Like I mean, who knows what the?
Well, I don't think it's going to scale like that. It's going to scale in an extreme
Like
manner.
XP?
Yeah. I mean, that's the way that you make it balanced in the sense of like whales have to work really hard to get to the stars, and like lower end managers probably just won't be able to get there.
I agree with Jim O'Hare. Just said it's I don't think they should allow you to craft a certain player. I can't imagine they do that. Service said he would expect to win a tier 5 limited or rare every game week. You don't have to craft it. You can just wait. But this is sort of the thing, like Mike said, so we want whales bagging more stars every month.
I mean, they're the people spending the money on the platform, right? I don't know if it's as simple as just like every month. They'll have to figure out their balance or like their whatever the win rate is for these people. But yeah, whales are going to win more stuff.
Kennedy said accumulating essence sounds like a porn movie. They said XXX, but in case anybody didn't know what that meant. Tom said, how big of a chance do you think or want of getting essence? Do you want a low chance of a lot of essence or a big chance of a small amount of essence?
Is this like the duck-sized, like 100 duck-sized horses or one duck-sized horse question?
Yeah, it is.
And what's your answer to that question, by the way?
Do you think? Well, let me pull a classic move here. Let me ask you a question before. Do you think they'll have both, or do you think there's like a universal amount of essence that is rewarded?
Oh, I was thinking about the duck-sized horse question.
Like, do you think they will have both like pints of essence and then gallons of essence, or is it just like 1 liter of essence that everybody gets?
I think it's just a liter. You get the liter of essence, but you might get 2 liters of essence, or 3 or 4 or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. And do you think they use metric measurements or cauldrons of essence? Sorry. Essence should be for tier 3s of the scarcity above the box it's earned in to incentivize scarcity progression. Essence should be for tier 3s of the scarcity above the box it's earned in.
So like if you won, all these red essences, then you can get a tier 3
super rare.
Yeah. It's not an awful idea. Kind of.
I think I would prefer to use my super rare essence to get rares. Do you think that the essence mining is ecologically friendly? That's what I was going to say. I felt like I worked in a mine with the backwards. Get the black one.
Yeah, you would need a little more like crap on your face.
Jimmer's got this really interesting question. How do they market fruit by the foot in countries that don't use the imperial measuring system? That's a really good question, Jimmer.
It's got to be like, melon by the meter. I don't know.
I love the attempted accent.
Shoot me now. Nixon doesn't even know what fruit by the foot is.
I'm agreeing with Philly Dilly here that a meter of fruit seems like that's 2.5 feet of fruit.
Yeah, but like fruit by the foot is
3 feet
like,
actually.
Yeah, it probably is 3 feet.
Yeah,
so it
it's
is probably
actually
a meter. Yeah.
It's a little misnomer. Anyway. Surface said, this is the same scaling issue we've had since the beginning, just like coins. No way this will amount to anything good for mid-tier to larger accounts. No way I really thought he was going to say the total opposite. That this would be really bad for smaller accounts because he's just going to get all the essence. But you're right. It's all coming soon, guys. Don't worry.
Soon. Yeah, surely this will be fair for everyone, right?
So I'm not even going to go into it. Yeah, surely.
I do think that jokes aside, as much as we were joking about this like factory and upgrading your factory and putting workers and stuff in there, I do think that there will be some kind of mechanism because they're talking about how the factory will get added to your gallery or whatever, or to your whatever. It does seem like that's going to be like some type of focus, like because I think I would guess that like the fitness center was going to be the same way, like you had to level it up in some way. They're going to do something like that here.
Kennedy's right. Why are we worrying? The Sorare scientists are on the case.
There's going to be a huge
explosion
at Sorare HQ.
Yeah, could you imagine though, like getting your PhD in chemistry? You're like, oh, what are you doing? You're like, hi, I work at Sorare. Surface said, also, it's good that it's only being good for newer and smaller accounts. In-season cards should get more essence too. Why do we think it's only for newer and smaller accounts?
Yeah, and in-season cards should get more essence too. What does that even mean? You get the essence out of boxes, right?
Oh, so like in-season competitions, you cannot win essence.
Right. Currently, you can't.
Right.
I think you should be able to, though. Add boxes to in-season. Come on, Sorare, do it.
Don't do it. Until I win it, then it's okay. Nixon said, I live in France, so I can smell the essence coming from Sorare HQ from here. I feel like that would give you a leg up to know what it tastes like. Like why are we talking about that?
Yeah.
I say that as if like they forced us to discuss that based on what they've done. When instead they're sitting there and be like, it's fucking progress bar. Just talk about that.
Laird, circling back to our duck-sized horse question, how old is your son?
13.
How many 13-year-olds could you beat up?
Like at a time?
Yeah. Like they're all coming at you.
I gotcha.
No weapons, just fists.
So like how many is too many, basically?
Like how many will overwhelm you and you can't
Right.
Yeah.
I would guess 4 or 5.
It seems too low.
I don't know.
The real question would be like, how big and strong are they, right? Like if they're soccer players, the number is very high. You can beat 10, 15, 20, whatever. But if they're football players, like American football players, rugby players, something like that, 13-year-old rugby player is probably pretty scary.
Yeah, so I basically cut the middle. So I think on average about 5.
Fair.
More of a pacifist myself, though, to be honest.
So you would be like negotiating with them. Hey, everyone, we can be friends. We can work this out.
Takes like one Playboy and they're all set. Ben said, what would be the method of attack? Upper body hits or lower body hits?
I think you just knock them unconscious.
That's a good point. Are these tier 5 or tier 0 13-year-olds? This is
a great question.
It's going in a bad direction.
I think you if you find the smallest one and you use them as a weapon.
Oh, I thought you were going to say use them as an example, but weapon.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. Well, you're doing both things. He's an example, all right.
Okay.
But you could start swinging him. You'd be like Neo on the Matrix.
Like a hammer throw, which is never let go. I guess, yeah.
Sorry for that absolutely absurd question. We need to get back to important things like factories.
What do you think the obsession with fusion power is?
I don't know. The new Fallout show was just on Amazon Prime. Maybe they were watching that and fusion cores, fusion power. I don't know. Maybe.
It's an interesting one. Based on this recipe, you can craft a card at specific essence milestones, which I think like you get enough essence and you're like, yeah, I'll craft a card. Each offering a guaranteed card with varying probabilities of a specific card tier. So does that mean like you get up to a point where it's like, now you have a 10% chance of a tier 2 as opposed to like, now you have a tier 2?
Is that's from the blog?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what that means. I presume
you could save up for a tier 1 and get a tier 5.
Yeah, but maybe it's never 100%, right? So it seems like you'll always want to gamble early, I think.
Oh, I guess it says here, if you collect enough essence for the highest milestone once crafted, you're guaranteed a star or a tier 1.
Gotcha.
Guessing it's a tier 1.
Well, stars and tier 1s are soon going to be the same thing, right? Someday. Is that what they mean here? Didn't they say that stars, they're going to change the way that they name these things? Like,
no, that was the MLB and NBA is going to mimic football.
Oh, wait. So NBA is going to have tier zeros?
Yeah.
Or stars? Yeah. Tier zeros. This is so dumb.
So that's actually... So I wonder if you win a box that has some sort of probability that you will win essence. And then when you accumulate enough essence, you'll have varying probabilities of the card tier that you can get. So you get to a certain level and it's like, all right, now you have a 1% chance of a tier 1, a 3% chance of tier 2, 50% chance of tier 3.
Yeah. So would you rather open a lot of cards with a low chance of getting a star, or like opening one with like a 50% chance? My
right.
answer.
Like I wonder if at some point it's like you have a 50% chance to get a tier 1 or a star. But if you wait, if you get 3 more essence capsules, it's guaranteed that. And do you wait?
I mean, if it's just 3, then yeah, I'd probably have to wait. But if it's like you got to get 30 more,
right,
pulling the trigger.
Yeah. It's just so much like we talk about like hitting the reward. I don't want to call it like the reward lottery, but like when you win a really good, star tier 1, and then you have to hope that you get like the good one in that tier. And it just feels like every single reward now is just like, hope the odds are in your favor. and the odds are in your favor on that one and that one and that one, and then maybe.
There's certain people I would not let craft for me, like Gator Guy. He's never won a card out of a box, just because he's so bad at opening the boxes.
He is so bad at boxes. Like, nice guy, terrible at boxes.
Yeah, honestly, one of the nicest people I've ever met on Sorare, but one of the worst gift openers. Like, is so bad at it.
It's amazing how bad he is at boxes.
Yeah.
He should probably ask Sorare for gift bags instead.
Yeah. Gift cards, maybe.
Now we're thinking.
How do we still not have Sorare gift cards?
I don't know. Heck, they even make it harder to like send money to people on the platform, like if you're not buying cards.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are the odds that in a month they're just like, we're just calling it the progress bar?
No, and the reason 0, yeah. There's not enough backlash on this issue. They're moving forward on this one. Remember fitness and how everybody was losing their mind over fitness? Like, that would be the only way that they would ever like roll this back or change the name or something. But I don't think anybody really cares. I think people are pretty okay with just letting them do their chemistry in the Sorare chemistry lab.
But I think it's because I actually also think fitness was a better idea than it got credit for.
Yeah, I agree.
But I also think that this concept is right. Like, the progress bar makes a ton of sense and has for years. Creating Sorare industries and card factories and sports science, Sorare sports scientists. Just feels a bit unnecessary. That's all. Mike said, lead the backlash in the same way Keith's leading the button cause.
Yeah, how's that going, by the way? He's about as good at getting the button as he is at open boxes. Sorry, Keith. Still love you.
Do you think it's directly correlated?
What?
That
those two things?
Yeah.
No, but we're not getting the button.
What if we found out it was directly correlated?
Then I would think there would be big issues. That would not be a great thing.
Okay, just check it. Would you laugh first and then be concerned?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be like, we're all fucked. Yeah, if there were ever a lever where they could like turn the content creator thing and you're turning that one up, yeah, big problems there.
Except his is down.
Right.
Yeah. That would come out and you'd be like, it's a dip now. As we go to 0.
Philly Dilly said, what are the odds in a month we have exactly 0 additional info?
0%. We will definitely know more.
We might know more, but it's like, but you'll know even more in another month. No, it sounds like we're going to be able to start collecting essence soon.
Right.
But we may not be able to do anything with it.
Once you collect 50 essence bottles, capsules, then we'll tell you what you can do with them.
Right. And it'll be like everyone else is trying to collect them and Nanzo's sitting on like 200 and Nanzo's like, all right, what can I do? What can I do with all these? And they don't tell him.
We will definitely know more new here. All right, Andy, last question. How purple do you think the unique essence is?
It's going to be a deep, deep, dark purple. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there ever a world where Sorare like gamifies this into like some kind of game and you like it? Like you have your fantasy game and then you have your Sorare
Or fantasy game. They're literally both fantasy games.
fantasy game. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantasy. It's the Sorare RPG.
Yeah. I think it's 0%.
Yeah. What
Um,
if they remade Oregon Trail, your favorite game of all time? Because
For the
you're
record,
old.
that's not my favorite game of all time. It's a phenomenal game, but it's not my favorite of all time.
And they call it like Road to Glory Sorare. And you're on this trail with your wagon and you've got to collect things and get to whatever the destination is. Do you play this game?
No. I didn't even think about it, but no.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't either.
I just don't. I don't understand the pivot. If that's what happens,
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, we could have gotten that NFL license, but instead, we made Oregon Trail." Again,
Philly said it. I think gamifying is fine outside of scoring contests. Once you buy boots for 1%, he's out. And I agree. Like I played Mega for a good while, and then as soon as they started adding all that other garbage, I hated it, and I was just done.
what's funny about that though is that it might have been Nanzo who kept playing and said that he never used them. Like he just kept playing without them, and he was like, "Yeah, it's fine. Like it doesn't matter."
Yeah. The problem was I felt like you needed it, and I always felt like I was being, I don't know, just not. I wasn't playing the game right because I didn't buy the things, and I didn't do it.
I think my ultimate hesitation with trusting the Sorare scientists in all of this is that when they announced collections, it felt like they were putting the game in a direction where what happens in real life on the field is less important than what you do outside of that. And ultimately, I'm here to play a fantasy football game.
Yeah.
And fantasy sports rely on things that happen in real life. And what happens in real life is supposed to be reflected in the game. And the more that and I don't even want to call it gamifying it because that makes it seem like it's part of the game. But like all of this seems very outside of this game that they created of, hey, you can't sit down and watch a game and be like, yeah, I know exactly and the more they gamify it, the less you are going to watch a real football match and know if you're doing well or not. And like, that's the ultimate problem I had with all of it. And the fitness kind of built into that, but I also kind of got that because fitness is part of real life.
Yeah.
But we kind of, the way they had described it, you were almost like penalized extra by players who got hurt in real life because it was like, oh, now you can't train them because they're not playing. It's like, well, I'm already losing them in my lineup. But the more that we move towards this stuff, it's just like this was supposed to be a way to make watching football better, and now it's like, oh, there's less about the football. Like we're here for the football, and now we're here for capsules and essence.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. The one thing I'd say to that, the collection bonus or the collection game, I actually love, and I think that was brilliant. And
I turned a 180 on that.
Part of this game is collecting. We're collecting all these cards, so like that goes hand in hand with the fantasy game. Those two things pushed together make a lot of sense. But chemistry lab, factory, fantasy football, what are we doing, right?
Right, like the crossover between football and chemistry is probably low.
Yeah.
And if we're looking for like new people, we're
It's
like, hey, how
exactly
do we
one
make-
person. It's Tuggy.
It's Tuggy, yeah. But it's like, yeah, the Venn diagram is like this, and it's like a tiny little and yeah, that's ultimately that's my biggest hesitation with all of this. And maybe it's just totally overblown in my head because of how it's dressed. Like, yeah, crafting and capsules and essence. And maybe once it's in like part of the game, it'll just be like, all right, yeah, I just need 3 more capsules and I can get a card. But it just feels like I like this from Mike. They've gone a bit too far on the fantasizing of fantasy football.
Yeah. Just call them card chunks. What was the other one that guy in chat said? It's chunks and yeah.
I'm going to scroll all the way back.
It's
Chunks
okay.
and
It's okay.
no, now
Lumps.
Lumps.
Card lumps. Yeah.
Lumps.
Yeah. Let's just call them that, and then everybody we'll be good. We'll be good with card chunks, card lumps.
But like pieces, I feel like you want to use terms that are descriptive and understandable immediately, and they completely missed on that.
Yeah.
I say missed. I don't even think they thought that was the point. Like, I think they were like, no, we're doing something brand new. Where can we take this? And somebody showed them and they were like, yeah, that is completely fucking out there. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
And
so like what other games do in a similar sense, like Gods Unchained, another NFT project game, it's a card game. They have a forge and you craft cards in your forge. So like that's like and it's the same idea here. It's like, oh, well, instead of a chemistry lab, it's a factory for crafting cards. I don't know. It feels like they felt like they needed to do this and they didn't need to do it. It's collect these card pieces, make a card.
Why is it science and a factory and not a lab?
Yes. Yes.
Service said, if this is a way of making boxes more interesting by providing more options, it's harmless, I guess. If it's something more complicated, intended to be a serious portion of the prize system, it's bad. I think that's right. And I think,
but then also,
also
why go to the like all this trouble? Not all this trouble, but why create these terms? Why not just simplify the shit out of this and just be like, hey, it's a box and you want a card piece and find more card pieces to make a card.
Enrique said, I think people focus too much on essence. It will just be a small part of Sorare gameplay like coins or achievements. See, I just completely disagree with that. They've made like a direct path from essence to cards. And like, we're here to win cards. And coins were never that. Achievements were never that. And this is like very much like you will use these to win cards.
You can win money.
Right.
These will turn into money. So
right.
One last thing.
Yeah.
What if the cards you craft are like account bound? Or there's different pieces of that. Like if they did something like that.
Like you couldn't sell it?
Yeah.
I think people would be absolutely furious.
Well, I mean, you don't have to craft the card. You can just not craft one.
I mean, you would do it because, like, hey, you might get messy, but I think the idea of unsellable items that look very much like the very sellable items, would be, I'm out. Ben likes it though, but Matt's out.
Yeah. Well, Matt just said it's hard to do, but they could definitely add like one attribute to the card that says that like only black can use this card. All they would need is some way to flag that.
What do you think this idea? Ben said the boxes should always have a % chance of giving nothing. We could have been celebrating level ups if they were more scarce.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting perspective. Yeah, you would be a lot happier with a level up versus, a lump of coal. So
I think I respectfully, I think that's a terrible idea. If you want to do that, then just reduce the number of boxes you're paying out.
yeah, but people no. People like opening the thing. Like that is a fun thing to do. Ooh, am I going to get something? No, I didn't.
I don't know if people like that as much.
They do.
Do you think if the box opened and then it like spun and it was like,
yeah, or just poofs?
Kennedy, has anyone brought up the idea of burning cards for essence? Yes. Yes, they have. And no, I'm out. Martin said they may as well put coins in, which is equally useless.
Yeah. Put money in them. Put
If
real
boxes can award
money in
nothing,
them.
you can win anything by now. How much? What's the lowest amount of cash they could put into a box where people would be happy?
$1.
$1?
Yeah.
I mean, I've won like dollar market credits. That's basically nothing.
$1 won't even buy a soda nowadays. Like that, what you're drinking right there, that's, costs more than $1.
Some super rares getting close to $1.
Hey, you and Gator poo-pooed super rares like half the show yesterday. What was this I saw with Gator almost, just without a last minute concession by Seattle? He would have won, what was it, Challenger tier D1 super rare?
Yeah.
And he would have won like a lot of money, like $1,000 or something.
I don't know if it was that much. But the problem was that he didn't. He finished third, and now he has to do that 17 more times to pay for the super rares that he bought.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
that's the problem.
Just win once.
Just win
once. And to be fair, the Kai Wagner was already likely paid for. I think, who did he have? Lucho in that lineup?
I don't remember.
The rest of the lineup was kind of dog shit.
No, Ricky Pooch. He was in there.
Oh, he did have Ricky Pooch in there. But the rest of the lineup was kind of shit.
And still cost hundreds of dollars each. And he won $100, I believe. Anyway, last question. Mike Basson, will Essence become fundamental?
Well, fundamentally, I don't know if Laird can answer that question. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. I don't even know what to say, but good luck with all your potions. That wasn't actually part of it, right? A potion? That seems more witchcraft than science.
No potions, but chug your essence.
Sorry,
Don't use
not
it.
Actual last question. We kept saying or on Tuesday, I couldn't figure out what the verb was to use to like use your essence to get a card. What do you think the right verb is?
I don't know, but I know this was going to be the last thing. One last thing.
Yeah.
What if there was a burn or sink type of mechanism for your essence where you can use it for something else? Like you take the essence, instead of making cards, you can use it to boost your player.
I think that's what coins were supposed to do. I mean, you can literally do that with coins right now.
And baseball.
No, you can do it. Can you not buy boosts anymore?
Oh, no, I guess you can. But like, what if you can boost your player just for one game? An extra 3%. Or you can save the potions, essences, and get cards. I think Kennedy's right. We need to hire some more factory workers, maybe some chemists, and explore that idea a little further.
I don't know, Andy. I don't know. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. Please like and subscribe. All that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. I'm like dejected now having talked about all of this, and we're still like, oh no, it's still really. I was hoping I was leaving this, and you were like, no. This is great. Like, and we talked through it, and I was like, oh no, I really love this idea now. And instead, I'm like gonna go play Candy Crush or.
We're talking about this instead of Euros rivalry leagues.
It's a good point. It's a good point. All right. I'll give one to the scientist for that one. Anyway, thanks everyone. That's right, Mike Basson. Everyone hit the like button, please. And we'll see you around.
Welcome to the Sorare